acts of service to Bnei Israel, Hashem told him to give us a mitzvah. The last mitzvah that we find in the Torah. V'ata kitvu lachem et hashira hazot v'lamda et Bnei Yisrael. The mitzvah to write a Sefer Torah. W-R-I-T-E, to write a Sefer Torah. And yet the Mefarshim tell us that even if you don't have the opportunity to actually write a Sefer Torah for yourself, if you participate in any way in the writing of a Sefer Torah, or even any Sefer, you have fulfilled the mitzvah. But I believe today we have the opportunity to perhaps interpret the pasuk, at least in English, a little differently. V'ata kitvu lachem et hashira hazot, write, R-I-G-H-T, a Sefer Torah. Make it right. Put it back in its place. Take it out of its being lost. Perhaps people thought that it was going to be lost forever, and bring it back. But then there's another part of the pasuk, which makes it so appropriate for this to be happening here in this school and in this institution. Because the pasuk goes on to say, "V'lamda et Bnei Israel," and teach it to Bnei Israel. We don't want just a relic from the past where it's been written and then put into some display case. But Lamda et Bnei Israel, teach it, which is what the JEC stands for. We have this unbelievable zchus today to have in our midst a Sefer Torah that is being donated by the Mossberg family, a Sefer Torah that was saved from the clutches of Nazi Germany. Mr. Ed Mossberg was born in Krakow, Poland in 1926 to Ludwig and Bela Berta, both of whom were murdered by the Nazis. Cecil Mossberg was also born in Krakow to Aryeh Leib and Hannah Rosenbaum. Mr. Mossberg's parents and two sisters were murdered by the Nazis. Cecil's mother, sisters, and brother were also murdered by the Nazis. Her father survived and emigrated to Israel, where he died peacefully in 1974. Ed and Cecil were married in 1947 in Brussels after the war. They met in the summer of 1942. Ed was on a work detail, which involved gathering up all the belongings of Jews that had been murdered by the Nazis. They have 3 daughters, 6 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. Beatrice Mossberg of Baltimore was unable to join us today, but present with the Mossbergs today are Darren and Carolyn Carger, Skip Levine, Joel Katz, who's also known from March of the Living. Darren, Skip, and Joel have been given the honor of holding the Sifrei Torah. This is the 17th Sefer Torah that the Mossbergs have rescued from Eastern Europe, all of which have been donated to shuls and schools. Mossbergs have made numerous voyages to Europe since the Shoah, including numerous trips to Mauthausen and Auschwitz. They embody the words of never forgive and never forget. This is an unbelievable source that we have, both to be the banner carrier as the Sifrei Torah arrive at the Jewish Educational Center to Bruri High School, for us to have the opportunity to be melaveh, to accompany these Sifrei Torah up the street, where they will then go on ahead of us to the JEC, and awaiting there in the parking lot is this unbelievable celebration that we're going to have as we celebrate the arrival of a new member of the Jewish Educational Center, this beautiful Sefer Torah that has been saved, that has been righted, that has been put back in the right place, taken from the clutches of Eastern Europe and brought back to us to be able to learn from it and teach from it. Mr. Mossberg, you're sitting up here in the front. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. I have to tell you that as that Sefer Torah, the Sifrei Torah walked into the room, I mentioned to the girls, and it's just like, I was just going to start crying. This is an unbelievable thing that you do. It's just, there's no words. There is no words. And the zchus that you and your family should have in this merit should Mitzvah Shem, just spread to the entire nation. And you know that we need the peace, and perhaps we know that this Sifrei Torah, the Torah brings peace to the world, and perhaps in this course we will also see the peace that we so dearly seek. So thank you very much for everything.